So hey guys, let's discuss when should a non-resident Indian file ITR in India. So the first condition is total income should be more than 2.5 lakh rupees. Now for a non-resident Indian, two conditions are applicable. One is income source and one is non-income source, that is transaction based source. Now let's start with income source. So out of all the incomes earned by a non-resident Indian in India, when the aggregate of all the incomes exceed 2.5 lakh rupees, that is when the non-resident Indian needs to file an ITR in India. Second case is for a non-resident Indian, non-income source, that is transaction based source. So few of those transactions are, if for a non-resident Indian the electricity bill for the whole year is greater than 1 lakh rupees in India, then irrespective of the incomes in India, he needs to file an ITR. Second is, if he has deposited more than 1 crore rupees in his current account, that this current account can also be a NRO current account, then he needs to file an ITR in India. A current account is different from a savings account. Current account in a non-resident Indian case can also be a non-resident ordinary current account, NRO current account. Now coming back to the income source, a non-resident income, now coming back to the income source, a non-resident Indian can earn from income from salary, income from profession of business in India, income from other sources, income from house rent, that is rent on house property in India. The property should be located in India, and capital gains or dividend earned from shares of Indian company. Now coming back to the kind of bank accounts a non-resident may hold in India, there is NRO, NRE, FCNR account. Interest earned on non-resident external account, NRE account, is exempt for a non-resident Indian in India. So when we are calculating the slab rate of 2.5 lakhs, exempt income needs to be excluded from it. It does not have to be clubbed in that 2.5 lakh rupees. So let's say suppose other income for a non-resident Indian is 2 lakh rupees and interest earned on NRE account is 1.5 lakh rupees. Now the total comes to 3.5 lakh rupees, but in this case, because the other income is only 2 lakh rupees, that is below 2.5 lakh rupees, the non-resident Indian need not file an ITR in India. So for a non-resident, let's say the total income is 4 lakh rupees and the deduction is 1.5 lakh rupees. Now the resulting 4 lakh less 1.5 is 2.5 lakh. And now in this case, does the non-resident Indian need to file an ITR in India? Well, earlier discussed topic was regarding exemptions. Exempted income will not be a part of total income, but deductions are not to be added, or you can say the deduction is not to be taken as a part of the slab rate. So if your total income is rupees 4 lakh, then the non-resident Indian needs to file the ITR even after the deductions. Income is only 2.5 lakh. Now let's say your total income is 3 lakh rupees and your deduction is 1.5 lakh rupees. Now the resulting income is only 1.5 lakh rupees. Now in this case, non-resident needs to file the ITR because total income is 3 lakh rupees. Now for resident individuals, for senior citizens, that is people whose age is greater than 60 years but less than 80 years, and super senior citizens, that is whose age is more than 80 years, special slab rates are provided. Such slab rates will not be provided for non-resident Indians. For a non-resident Indian of any age, any gender, slab rate is 2.5 lakhs. Okay. Now what are the benefits of filing an ITR? The first point is claim of TDS. So let's say you are earning professional fee of rupees 2 lakh in India, and because you are an NRI, your TDS will be deducted at a higher rate. Now if you do not file ITR, then the entire TDS deducted, you will not be able to claim. If you do file an ITR, even though your income is less than 2.5 lakhs, you will be able to claim this entire TDS as a income tax refund. Now the second reason is claim of loss. Let's say you sold a property in India. Let's say you sold a property in India and you have incurred a loss, for example, or you have incurred a loss on shares. Now this capital loss can later be claimed against capital gains, but if an ITR is not filed, you forgo the entire loss. Also, the other reason is sometimes, as per the double taxation avoidance agreement, or even in the normal course of business, same income can be taxed twice. In the source sometimes what happens is the same income is taxed twice, once in India and once in the country in which it was received or sourced. In such a case, foreign tax credit can be claimed in India, and this is one of the main reasons why you must file an ITR in India. Also, there are special circumstances when a non-resident Indian need not file an ITR in India. If a non-resident Indian earns investment income only in India from shares of Indian company in convertible foreign exchange, then he need not file ITR in India. Also, the TDS needs to be fully deducted by the payer, and so basically the whole tax the country of India has collected. So basically the country of India has collected the entire tax on the investment, and therefore they are like, fine, don't file an ITR, it's fine, right? So it's quite logical in itself. And the last point is rebate under section 87A. Now, rebate under section 87A is only allowed for resident individuals. It is not allowed for non-resident Indians, and therefore up to ₹5 lakh rebate of 12,500 will only be allowed to resident individuals. So well, this is it. I think I have covered almost all points related to why a non-resident Indian needs to file an ITR in India. For any queries, please leave comments. Thank you.